How's it going, everybody? Welcome to a brand new episode of Crypto Clout, the YouTube show where you subscribe for the latest in cryptocurrency news. And today we are excited to be talking about DigiByte DGB. And realistically, I think that it's always important to start off these videos by looking at something that gives everybody, no matter where you are in the world watching this, a reality check, and that's the world debt clock. So the US 22,670,2,192, and then just rapidly moving up in the hundreds of thousands from then on. Every single second we're seeing the debt, China's national debt, Japan national debt, Germany, UK, France, everybody's in debt for some reason. And what does this mean? Why do you might ask the question, why are you bringing this up in this so early in this video about DigiByte? It's early in the morning, just got your cup of coffee. Now we're going to talk about the national debt, because I think that the international debt, and realistically I think that this is a product of the system as it is developed and really made what we're looking at today. And realistically, I think that it stands to reason that DigiByte and other cryptocurrencies that are positioning themselves, in particular, I want to talk about how DigiByte's been making a lot of inroads as far as cybersecurity and preventing hacks and stuff like that. Because when we talk about the different problems that we run into with looking at these different social networks, Facebook is a good example, and Twitter, but Facebook in particular, when they run into all these problems with the centralized storage of data, the reality is that the future is decentralized for a reason. That's simply based on the fact that the amount of computing power that's available for just the everyday person sitting in their computer is monumental compared to where it was when a lot of these original systems were put into place. Take 2007, for example, when Facebook really was ramping up and at its key point, I would say, in social dominance. And at this point, Facebook will certainly still continue to be a very big cultural influencer for the time being, but times do change relatively quick. I mean, everybody remembers the .com bubble back when YouTube and all these different things were still unheard of, back when we were seeing Yahoo as basically the dominant dominant search engine and so forth, and social networks were really sort of still in their early stages of development, those MySpace stages and all these different things. So now as we see the paradigm shift really exerting itself, it's sort of a technical aspect of it is definitely a driving force behind where we're going to be seeing these things. So when we talk about hospitals getting hacked and all these different storages of data that are based on these, it begs for a solution. It very much does. So when we talk about the fact that DigiByte is realistically moving themselves in a direction that's going to use blockchain and cryptocurrency technology to market the solution, I think that DigiByte, as far as it goes, this is definitely a very interesting thing. And the paradigm shift is right around the corner, which is another reason why I like to bring up the world debt calculator. And every couple of seconds or so, we see it go up another million. And realistically, all these things are due for desperately in need for an overhaul that we could see happening in the wake of these different technologies that are made available by intangible and blockchain and all these different things. And blockchain, definitely something else that I definitely need to talk about. We always talk about blockchain in these videos because realistically it's going to be the cryptocurrencies that leverage the possibilities that are made possible and have a well-functioning blockchain, which is another reason why I think that DigiByte's definitely an interesting candidate, and as far as running the competition as it goes, trying to compete with Bitcoin and all these different things. But I think that the Achilles heel that runs into the problem with Bitcoin is speed, for one. The fact that DigiByte's faster than it's definitely going to be a very key significant variable that's going to play towards DigiByte's favor as things continue to move forward. You could certainly get the idea of that the DigiByte team certainly does have an interesting sense of where things are going to be developing as they move forward so far. So when we look at the different news that's regarding DigiByte, I mean, different people conducting various degrees of technical analysis, of course, nothing new there, but I always think that it's important to see how the DigiByte blockchain has been having such a great community that's been growing really upside and flipping things upside down. People talking about as far in the future as 2030, 2035, and really I think that those are some interesting years that we'll all be looking old like this guy by the time it's 2030. But realistically, I mean, right now it's 2018, and if you're paying attention to cryptocurrency in this modern year, the current year, then you're certainly ahead of the curve by some degree or another. And I know that there's a lot of people out there who are sort of blinded by what's actually happening involving cryptocurrency, and they sort of view it as sort of like stocks in a way, and that's all right, perfectly valid way of looking at it. But I think that it takes I think it overlooks a very significant opportunity that you could definitely tell, because it's the people who are paying attention to these things from a data analytical side of things, people who are paying attention to the way that these things are developing as far as the technology is concerned. I think that it's the people who are lovers of the technology who are going to be the ones who are ultimately the ones who are going to benefit from the paradigm shift that we're seeing as the world debt continues to stack up, and there's this need for things to go online as the digital community continues to grow online. A lot of the different variables that we've been seeing heretofore growing till this point, here are three most popular coins of the week. DGB right on the list, so I mean number one, and then Ethereum. So we have been seeing DigiByte been giving Ethereum a run for their money, but I mean, global decentralization, 5 mining algorithms, 15-second blockchains, SegWit, Moon soon. I definitely think that DigiByte definitely does have a great community. The DigiByte awareness team definitely starts with everyday people who want to see these technologies succeed, just creating memes in their basement. It's really that grassroots sort of thing that's going to be a determining factor between the survival of a lot of these technologies that we want to see prosper, and as far as these things develop, it's definitely going to be interesting to see how DigiByte makes these inroads as far as leveraging the global community and a lot of these different variables that are desperately interconnected with the developments that we have been seeing. And definitely DigiByte socks too, that seems to be a growing meme in the community. But all these different things, I mean, fashion's definitely good for this awareness thing, because DigiByte's competing with the likes of Bitcoin, which are Bitcoin's essentially the household name of cryptocurrencies at this point. People who don't necessarily use or involve themselves or educate themselves with cryptocurrency still definitely do have an awareness of a certain degree of cryptocurrencies, at least the fact that they exist. And I think that Bitcoin certainly has done a good job for the overall community by creating that level of awareness. But at the same time, I think that it's important not to allow DigiByte to be overshadowed by a lot of these different cryptos that have a stronger marketing campaign, because I think that the performance is definitely there. So I'm certainly excited to be seeing where DigiByte's going to be taking these developments as things continue to move forward. In particular, I think the year 2019 is going to be very exciting as we see this sort of culmination of all these different variables, partnerships, and all these different things as far as the roadmap for what DigiByte has laid out in front of it. I think that we could be seeing some very good things as these developments continue to be implementing themselves and so forth. So I hope that you guys have enjoyed this content. Hope you have found this video informative. Make sure that you go and comment down below and let us know what you guys think about DigiByte. If you guys are interested, you could also connect with us on our Twitter. That's at CryptoTuber. Always excited to be seeing all the different people who've been reaching out to us, and we're always interested in hearing all the different news regarding how these cryptocurrencies have been developing and all these different variables. So it is definitely exciting to be seeing how these different things are going to be expanding themselves. And with DigiByte currently ranking where they are, I think that they definitely do have a high probability of expanding and possibly even dominating a lot of the different variables and moving up in rank as things continue to move forward. And when we actually see real life use cases of these different technologies, more or less people who go into a Dunkin' Donuts to buy a coffee aren't necessarily whipping out their Bitcoin wallet. Realistically, we're still seeing cold hard cash, USD, all these different things are certainly still dominating, but as we've already previously indicated, there certainly are a few kinks in the system that need to be ironed out as things continue to move forward. So it's definitely interesting to see how these developments have been being implemented. But I mean, the number 38 position still strong, and it's not the number 40 great positions. So I mean, that's something to hold in the back of your pocket. But all that being said, I hope you guys have enjoyed this content. Remember, I'm not your dad. This video is for entertainment, like I said. Now, and overall, it's just my opinion. I'd like to hear what your opinion is too. So make sure that you comment down below, and definitely add us on Snapchat and all these different things, so we could continue to continue the conversation, and evaluate different things that have been happening so far. I mean, with the market cap where it is at 208. Sort of a boring day in cryptocurrency. I mean, nothing really new happening, but I mean, then again, it's not a depressing day either. I mean, depending who you are, I'm sure there's certain people who are feeling the burn, but I mean, our crypto markets keep trading sideways. You have yada yada, things moving sideways, and all these different things. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this content. I'll see you guys in the next video. We'll be covering more of these news details in detail, and I hope you guys have enjoyed this content. I'll see you guys in the next video.